on the USC campus before?
Yes.
Okay, do you know where the music area is? Okay, do you know Ramo, the Ramo Hall?
No, but I can find it.
It's a tall one, but
I'll find it.
Hi. I'm gonna give you a practice number. Oh, she was telling me what time it is. It's 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock? Perfect. Okay.
Let me just ask her.
Mm-hmm.
It's master class at 5. Okay, so, Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Did she take a picture of this?
I don't know.
I'm not sure if you did a picture of this. Here it is. Okay, so, couple things. Are we settled now on sort of what we're
Yes.
sort of
Yes,
okay.
we're
Mary,
settled.
okay, just because I'm curious, what's your goal in all of this? I mean, in terms of, why do you want to get a master's?
It's really just personal enrichment, honestly. It's really just me wanting to, there's only so far you can get when you just study privately, you know? And being up, like, even just me coming here and doing a minor has, like, opened me up to so many other different things. And so it's mainly, like, the networking and stuff like that. But there's not really anything like, I want to be a this, I want to be a that, because I have all of my criminal justice stuff that, like, that's all going to take care, like, even right now, they're fighting to get us all, like, locked in jobs right now from, like, because they have a direct line of employment to, like, LAPD and, like, Long Beach PD. So, like, I have a job, even out of this. My plan is to go work a random, like, law enforcement job and just do my master's. It's just for me, really.
Right.
So it really is. There's nothing like, I have to be in an orchestra. I want to be in an orchestra. It's just something I've always wanted to do.
It's great, but if you're working full-time for LAPD, how are you gonna have time to do it?
No, you don't have to work full time. No, I'll work in accordance to what I'm doing.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so, okay. So, maybe we should just wait and then I'll see. Here's the thing. I mean, how serious are you that you want to get into these schools?
Very. I wouldn't even be working. I'd just be playing random songs to fit into recital hour. I mean, there's no point.
Because I feel like, that's why I want to go over your practice technique, because I feel like, you're not putting in the time, or I really want you to get into schools if you want to get into schools.
Mhm.
But it takes a lot of work, and I don't feel like you're putting in the work to do it. And that, and part of the way is you're practicing, I mean, things like, you've got a super busy life,
Mhm.
which is great, and you've got kids and a whole bit, But things like, I can't record on the weekends because you should not be practicing when your kids are practicing.
Mhm.
And quite frankly, you shouldn't be practicing with the birds around your head.
That's my life though. It is what it is. Like, I'm not going to do this because my bird is on my head, or I'm not going to do this. I think I'm able to, I think it's not a good skill to have, but I'm able to disassociate enough too much to where I don't.
The birds I can take, but your kids practicing.
Yeah.
You just
Mhm.
can't. And I agree with you that you don't want to discourage them. So if they start, just say, okay, you guys use this practice time now, and now I need an hour, or whatever you need. because I, oh, I thought it was Catholic, because they always say she was a teacher. So, because things like, I think I can get you there maybe, but I don't feel like you're following what I'm asking you to do, like things like this thing, with the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, but, and all of a sudden, you're not, you didn't listen, I recorded it for you, to tell you exactly what to do, and you're not listening to it, you didn't do anything until I said something about it, like, why are you doing it this way? Because it doesn't work. And so, that's the thing, if you're really serious about getting into the school, and you've got so little time now, I really need you to focus more, and get more into practicing, and probably more hours too, but, and then probably do what I'm trying to get you to do. Because, like, going off on things like, no, that is not good. No. You don't feel like it's happening.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it does. And I was even thinking like I don't, it's just not connecting what type of practice you want me to do into my brain. Like, it's just not connecting. It just isn't. So, and I just don't know if it's just because this is how I've practiced my whole life. And so that's just, and I've.
But Mary, you're not getting where you want to go.
Exactly.
That's the thing. So you can keep practicing the way that you practice. But, masters, if you were playing like this and going for an undergrad, they'd probably take you. And I don't know what the caliber is. I mean, I know Jenny Olson very, very well. I mean, I haven't talked to her about whether grad students are like, I don't know John at all. But this is a higher caliber.
Yes.
And it's not happening. So it's like, well, if you practice like that, very, you say, oh, I'll just keep playing this thing over and over again. And I haven't talked, I was going to, let me see if I can do this. Okay, let me see if this will come out again. Actually, I don't have it. Okay, I want to show you what Naomi does, okay? Now, Naomi has other issues, whatever, but what I really.
We're starting with the same thing today. The scale, pro. I do want to get into practicing out the commercial again.
And gives me an overview, okay? Then, when she's practicing, sounds like this is a run through, so. There, now, after she finishes, it's almost over.
I think they put that one a lot better than it did yesterday the first time I ran it through. I think two things that I noticed,
Blah, 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 whatever she notices. I mean, this is what you need to do, which is that you need to, every time you stop, you're like, why did I stop? What did I observe? What do I need to change? On those runs, I could see it, visually see it, that this finger was coming up late. And that's what, look, and it was doing that. And then you can say, okay, this is what then you have to go like, what do I do about it, right?
Yeah.
So that's the good part, but I don't feel like you're stopping to analyze what the deal is. So, and then the other thing too is that, like, listening to other recordings, like in preparation for this lesson today, I pulled out my phone and I pulled out some recordings, and I kind of want to go with you, like, what I did, it's like I listened to, Amy Porter, and I listened to da-da-da-da, oh, she vibrates here. I listened to a couple, I don't like tempo, so I took Amy Porter and Dennis. And Dennis, and it's like, and then I listened to it and go, oh yeah, so here's another thing, Mary, that I asked you to do and you just didn't do it. Da-da-da-da-da-dee-da-da-da-da-da-da. I heard you play it a lot without any creative idea about how you're going to get the pulsing on
The
the
one.
beats, you know? And this is what I was asking you to do. And you just, all you did was just play and play and play and play, and that ain't gonna get it. And especially not in the time that you have left to do it. So this is what I mean about kind of not following what I'm asking you to do, which I think will be helpful, and that's why I told you to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I probably, when my teacher told me about that, she said every other bar, so da 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 dee da 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 da. So I did this, you know, I did. I went through, I went every other bar, I marked, or am I gonna do? So I started with one, here, look at my part, this is from a very long time ago, this is an old part. Tenuto, 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 every other bar. And that gave me, now, I have since that time said, oh, it could be the second bar you're going to actually. But either way, this is what my teacher asked me to do, and so I would practice it. Or if I was doing the opposite, on 1 and 3.
Yeah, I was doing on one, like, to the one, like in one, just in one. That's
Yeah,
what,
but you did it every single bar. You were doing,
yeah, on one, and pulsing up one.
I wanted every other bar.
Okay,
That's what I
Dr. M wanted, wants it in one, but, so I'll do it 2 bar phrases, okay, because it's just, it really is,
It's not,
Yeah.
it's not. You know, she may have been asking you to do it every bar, but all
Yeah.
it does is give all these waves to it.
yeah,
The thing is that you want one pulse every 2 bars, basically. In other words, this, bar 1 leads to bar 2.
yeah, I get it, I just wasn't doing that.
But maybe, you know, so.
Like, I literally have 1 bar, like, I have this written 1 bar at a time, like, in one. So, like, I wasn't doing 2 bar phrases where it was 2 bars in, like, a 1 beat, 2 bars.
Well, okay.
Or, like,
this
one
is why
measure.
I'm not sure why you weren't, because that's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
It is, you know, there is 1 pulse per bar, but some pulses are stronger than others. Let's put it that way. How's that?
Yeah,
It's not this.
yeah.
That, so Dr. M wants it in one,
Yeah.
Hal wants it in one. Yes, I agree with that. But there are certain bars that are stronger than other bars. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, okay, so, okay, I get it. So if I just place tenutos on those, because what she was working with me too, like on the, like da 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 da, like just putting tenutos on the first one of every that causes that kind of like
I
rubato.
don't know where you just said.
Just like on the da 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 da.
Yes,
So it,
that is.
so is it the same concept? That's what I'm asking.
No. The first one, if we're talking this way.
Yeah.
Each of them has to be, the first one, the C, will be the longest.
Yeah.
Da, 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 dee, and it gets shorter and shorter because you're doing a chamorando.
Yeah.
The idea is that, you know, yes, this is 1, 2, 3.
Mhm.
And so if we're looking at the overall bar, then the longest one will be the first and then, but you want to give that, this is what you're looking for. So it's not. There's a diminuendo that you're doing, which you shouldn't be doing. What you should be doing is. And that's the way to check your air. I don't know which one I'm looking at.
It is, yeah, they're all the same, like, well, in concept of what I was talking about.
So, yeah, so it's a. Yeah, until that camera stops.
Ass chewed so hard.
And then you know, like, I never heard you, you know, when you're doing this whole section, you know, I didn't ever hear you, like, get that going into it, you know? And,
And you want it from the two like the breath, two quarter notes, eighth notes before, right? Like the two.
where else would you breathe?
A lot of recordings I hear breathe right before the run.
Well, look.
Even Amy Porter
the one
does.
On the page before that, people do that, I don't, I do the two eighth notes leading into it, and I continue that sort of idea. But, because that's the obvious place to do it. If you can't make it airwise, then yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't though. I mean, if you take a good breath, you should be able to do
No,
it.
yeah, I can do it. That's fine. It just does. I didn't hear any of the other recordings come close to like, which is not true. But I'm just saying it's like I haven't heard any, like, it's weird for me to do something and then not hear it artistically, I guess, in any other forms.
Well, artistically, I think there's a break there with the slur, and that's where you should breathe. I don't know why anybody would yet. I mean, this is an obvious leading in. So, that's what a dentist does this thing, which I don't either. But, you know, again, there's the two pickups to it. So why would you do that? I don't know. And he's got the air, he's got to do it. So, yeah, I don't agree with that. Because this is obvious.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I get it. It makes sense. It's just, I guess, the phrasing with the slur over them and having to break it up just kind of throws me off, I guess.
How do you break up what?
There's a slur, right, that goes over the C natural, the G natural to the G sharp. You breathe after the C, right? There's a whole slur that goes over that phrase.
I'm on the other page. You're talking, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I'm-
absolutely there is. But maybe that's why he does it. But still, those are lead-ins to the
Yeah.
thing. I don't, you know, it's like breaking a slur is not that big of a deal. Or you could do it the way he did it. He took a very small breath, but you don't hear him do it. That guy has, you know, a huge amount of air to spare. So if you could work it out so it wasn't disruptive to it, that's one thing. But the other page, I don't know why anybody would do it before the run at all.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you were saying? We were talking about two different things. I was on page 5.
I'm on page 4.
Okay, but on page 5, you don't do it before the run.
No.
Oh.
No, not at all. No, I can do, no, that run's fine.
Oh, okay.
It was just the lead into page 4, that run, the
Well,
pick.
that whole thing is very problematic. Griffiths obviously doesn't play flute. You know, because then you still have this thing. You know, Dennis, because he does, and then he does the whole thing. You know, he can do the whole thing. But I don't know anybody else. Very few people can do it. So.
And then taking a breath on that right before the trills, right? Or not the trill, the tremolos.
No, you get it. This is the way I do it. So that I can go straight on in.
Yeah, so right before the two.
Well, no, I played this. Okay, this is what I was talking about. This is the recording I did for you. Sorry. I hit the F natural. Okay, Dennis also plays the B flat.
Yeah, I heard that. I think he's the only one who does that. Or there's an Asian girl who does it too.
I do it.
Yeah? There's an Asian girl who does it too. So I'm going to land on an F, breathe, and trill through.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right,
got
but
it.
you
That's what I wasn't connecting. I'm like,
That was on the tape for you. And this is, you know, so I kind of slow it down a little bit so it makes it, it's not. it's like you have to get in and out of it, or out of it and into it, in a dramatic way.
And then I go, so I land on the F, breathe, hit the G and go back down to an F. So you leave G down to the,
Yeah. Right.
yeah. So it goes back to the G
Yeah,
and
right,
then, okay.
starting, and that's
Got it.
A.
Okay.
And then, the other thing, like before H, you don't get your timing at all with this kind of stuff. You just stop, and that's not gonna work. That's not what it is. It's right in time. If you just totally pull out,
Okay.
totally.
Yeah, I did a retardando and I shouldn't have.
But again, Mary, these are things I talk about and you don't do them. So you need to stay really close to your recording that you have of it. You need to go back and listen to it and, perfect some of this stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I'm happy to help you,
Mhm.
but, no.
Yeah.
Okay. let's do
So,
it.
so from the ones you want me to listen to, because I listen to Amy Porter's like the main one I listen to. But yeah, there's something stylistic. What I want to see, who was the guy that was like? There was a girl that like I think she's.
You know what, it's really, I listened to Amy a little bit. I thought that Dennis had more interesting, at least, I didn't listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
I thought Dennis had more interesting,
I listened to him too.
uh,
I listened to.
okay, so let's,
Mimi
can you
Stillman.
put on Dennis's?
Yeah.
Should we plug into the,
We can.
speakers? 'Cause I want you to hear, Dennis does a lot, which is what I agree with, which is that they're long phrases. That's not the recording.
No, he has one with the orchestra.
Oh, no. Oh, no, it is, sorry, I thought he was in tux. I was like, oh, it is. Do you have a, take that first phrase. What's the most important here? No, not at all. This is, you probably listen closer. Listen, let's listen again. There's no A. Where? C sharp.
C sharp, yeah.
What? There's 4 of them right there. That's not what it is. And this is the kind of listening you have to do. I don't agree either.
C sharp.
This one. Right. And so what does he do here? Like when I was listening to it, I was like, okay, yeah, but to me that's obvious. He doesn't get stuck here. He just, and Amy does. She starts, but he doesn't. He just plays it dead straight. What does he do with his vibrato there when he does it? It's a wide vibrato. Doesn't waste time. Da 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 dee da da. Okay. Let's do it one more time.
like crescendo on it, and make the vibrato heavier towards the outer.
He came into it with no crescendo, and then he crescendoed out of it. He knows how he matches the dynamic here. Where's the most important area in this thing? It's here, yeah, absolutely he does. And if he doesn't do it here, which a lot of people da 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 dee da, it's not the second time he does it, the first time he does it.
So
What's
just
the most
every,
important?
the G now.
Okay, now what, this is what he does here. This is very interesting what he does here, and I think that it works well for him. What I find fascinating and interesting about what he does. This is like an afterthought. Really crescendos. And he backs off. Backs off. Huge on that note. Afterthought. Yeah. This is way too loud. He does the afterthought. So, you just need the innuendos. That's not what I have for my part. And then he takes off right away with his, again, with his coloring and vibrato. Little vibrato on these. Okay, figure out how to do that. Then vibrato. In here. And put right here. I do, and it's not what's marked here, but that's what he does. Da 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 dee da da dee da. Right? So, you know, as I'm listening to this stuff, and then I try some of it, you know, the stuff that doesn't, you know, that I hadn't tried or that kind of stuff. That's how I go about. If I were at this stage, that's how I was practicing. But you're not quite at that stage. But the thing is that you do have it at your disposal for these areas that are, you know, difficult. So I'm going to stop talking and you just play.
Okay. Do you want me to start from any particulars?
You can just play what you want.
Like on, I think right now, what's giving me, like, what I've been working on
Wait,
is,
let me do some, sorry, I take it back. Let's start at the beginning. You just heard what Dennis
Uh-huh.
did. And I want to see if you can practice doing what you did in that first, just a da 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 dee da dee da da. Stop. Okay. Now, you want to listen to what he did?
just a lot smoother. It started softer.
His tempo's completely different than yours. You went da 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 da, like you were taking some time there. But here's no time. And when I was learning this piece, man, my teacher was on me. That's what it is. Right? It's 1, 2, 3, 1, da da dum. 1, 2, 3, 1. Yeah, no, but you don't need to slow. You don't need the time stuff. It's just. Yeah, well, I would do da 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 da. That was 100% better. Let's do it again.
Yeah,
That's that, right? That's
Yeah.
not what he's doing.
Yeah.
No. You're slowing it down to make an emphasis, and it's not what you're supposed to do. Mary, you're doing, it's. Don't slow down to make an emphasis on the G sharp. Scoot into it. Yeah, but your vibrato. His is. Okay, and we know that he comes. He comes, right? Okay, listen to it again. Stop it. That is a difficult technique to learn. Did you hear how it was just, now you hear da 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 da. You hear him do that. One, 2, 3 is diminuendo. 1, 2 is crescendo. You hear I did it? You try it. No.
Just from that.
This is the practice problem. There's no reason for you to do that. It's not what you're working on. You're working on, am I able to do the 3 like this, 3, well for you, 3 decrescendo, 2 out of it on that dotted quarter that's tied to the quarter. So you do not go back to the thing. You're going to start right on that beginning of that bar. Didn't hear it. The beginning of that bar is huge, and it should be, and it's going to stay. Better. I thought your diminuendo could be better though.
Okay.
You can't start that way. Big breath, and it's got to be really big. So now that's over exaggerated, but that's the idea. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now, from there, try that.
So from the beginning of the thing, or just from
No,
the 3?
Right on that G sharp, and I started the black, and I'm working on my diminuendo. Yeah. Also, you notice on the thing that we were practicing,
Mhm.
as he starts to crescendo, that's where he brings in his vibrato. As he crescendos. Listen to it. Okay, stop. So, all right, so let's let it go ahead, and because, I mean, I think that this is pretty standard, you know, but this, no crescendo out of that, like the other one, okay? So let's hear it again. I think this is fairly standard, I mean, not that big a deal, but I want you to do this. Listen to what he does there, because that's, so let's go da dee da da dum ba dee da 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 dee da da dee da da dee da 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 da, right there. No, him.
Oh.
What's the most important note there? Stop.
The being, well, G to the 1.
That's right, that's what he does,
Mhm.
and that's what's marked too. Has to do a gentle crescendo to get there, right? Okay, back it up just a little bit. On the E, that's right. That's a throw. Why don't you do it from da da dee da da? Okay, do the first line.
Sorry.
Hmm?
Where are we at?
Last.
Oh, down. Okay, there
No, take it from the 4.
No.
Da da dee da dee. I want to hear how you match. Because
we
that's
go. Okay.
slowing down all over the place.
Okay.
Da-da-dum-ba. That's all too bad. Da-da-dee-da-ya-da-dum. Come away. This is the same problem, Mary, when you go. You have to do that, otherwise you just get slower and slower.
From the 4 again?
Da-da-dee-da-dee-da-da. Okay, you've got to time it. See, you see what I was asking you to do?
Yeah.
Take it from the big da dee da 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 da. Anywhere, which is gonna be, that's gonna be pretty impossible.
Yeah.
One, two, three, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Your fours are way too fast.
Okay.
Da da dee da da dee da da dee da 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 dee. That's completely uneven. Da da dee da 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 dee da 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 da. Okay, keep going, sorry. Take the pickups. Da da dee da da dee da 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 dee. You missed the G completely. If you don't smack it and then come away, the notes right around it have to be the same, right? Also, again, this is the way it is with vibrates.
Too slow.
Your C sharps are louder than the da 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 da, right? Okay, now put him on and play with him. Not from the beginning, just from da dee da da da. Right there, yeah, but back it up a little bit so you can hear it. Okay, so then you can whisper it, you know, you can do this kind of thing with it and see, you can see immediately how you got behind.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, none of these performances are the be all to end all. You have to be perfect, but you could learn so much from doing it. But if once again, you have to stop and go, what is it I'm trying, what did I hear him do? Like, let's go on to B and tell me what's in the first bar, what's the main thing? Oh, sorry. Stop.
So the G sharp on the second measure.
Yeah, but there's the one for the C natural. He holds that C really long. This is let's see a back spot there. So you stop it. So you have a basic diminuendo here. You know? And he does, he changes also his tempo a little bit. So, at any rate, this is the kind of practice you could do. That would be really fruitful for you, but you've got to listen really closely, play with him occasionally, you know, you can, try to understand what he's doing. But when you play it, when you try to copy him, I want to hear you say, okay, hear it again, you know, I can see where, yeah, that first note, like, I'm not vibrating on it, because you also don't listen for that. And a lot of times, he's very good at emphasizing, using his vibrato to emphasize the important parts of what he wants to do. And you can learn a lot from that. So you have to be analyzing this completely all the time. Now, Dennis has amazing fingers. He can play things. So in the fast things, it's probably, be very hard to duplicate what he's doing. It's not really necessary. But, he's very, he's very angular with that. And that idea, whether you're doing it, learning that kind of stuff and go, oh, okay, yeah, that's, okay, I'm gonna try to do that too. So, okay, now, let's skip to the bottom of the second page. Da-dee-da-da-da-da-da. I want to hear what you're doing with that. And this is my thing. That was so much time for your da-dee-da-da-da. But you cannot do that. You can't, it's got to be within a rhythm of itself. And I do know that you practice a metronome, but you don't, you need the axiom for the day is when you have long notes that are tied to something, you've got to get off. You cannot stop it like that.
Okay.
Why would you not vibrato on it? You have these things where you're stopping in the middle, you should be getting faster, basically. Right here. Especially right there. The air. Try that. So, okay, but what's the difference between mine and yours? How do you play?
I'm not
What was the difference?
I'm not putting enough emphasis on that B natural.
I didn't think so. That was not the issue. You came up and you gave up after the G sharp is where I'm going to, and you're not doing that. Right, but that's got spaces in it. Right here. Starts on three. No, but you just put the G sharp line. You didn't leave it there. That's the idea. Now, what you need to do is talk to yourself like I talk to you. You stop and go, well, blah, 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 blah. Like that's the way, that has to be done, that's, whatever. Okay, let's go on to the next section. I've actually not heard them. I didn't listen to that part of it, but you're just, and my guess is you're not. Can you find that, and then I'm gonna keep this the next one. I mean, we only have a couple minutes, but I still, that's way too fucking long. Okay, so let's stop this here again. First thing I this was, he combined the first two phrases. Then he took a breath.
What's that?
What was the most important note here? Stop it. That's all you're doing. You cannot. What does he do at the end of this? What does he do at the end of that?
Diminuendo.
He does diminuendo, yeah. And then he picks it up again. Now, listen again to what he does. Listen for you. Stop it, Mary.
Sorry, I'm thinking, sorry, I'm thinking.
No, listen to it again. If you don't, it's not to think about it. You're gonna listen again.
C, natural.
Yeah, it seems like it. Okay, stop it. Now, see if you can do that. Play it and then analyze what you played compared to what you heard. Doesn't sound anything like this. Listen to it again. First of all, the tempo is just too slow, but we also say stop. Then he goes da-dee-da-da-da. Puts a emphasis on that E. Now, listen to what he does. And tell me the differences. What you're going to go back and practice again. Stop. You don't want to do very much at a time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What did you hear different?
Um,
And if you're not sure, listen to it again.
I think he doesn't do any pickup when he goes into that like second phrase or the second part of the phrase. He just goes right in. Like he doesn't stop the airflow. He keeps
He's
going.
not breathing.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Okay, so he's extending.
Yeah.
Okay, now you try it and see if you can do it. Listen to him and listen to the overall structure of that. Dynamic structure. Stop. D sharp is really where he's going, to the C. That says nothing right. Listen to him. Stop it. Not sure. Now analyze what you just did compared to what you're trying to do. Because at this point, it's always the case, but you're trying to imitate that. So what's it going to do? Or are you satisfied? You heard Nayeli go, well, I think that was, that was pretty good this time, and then she,
Well, I think from the F double sharp to the D sharp, was it like the D sharp popped out too much.
Yeah, I didn't think, I thought it was pretty close.
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, I thought it was pretty close. And so I would probably try to do it one more time, and then I would move on to the next race. And then, again, this is a tedious, in some ways, very tedious way to practice. It's also an extremely interesting way to practice. And the main thing is it keeps your ears focused, because you're just playing willy-nilly, and it's like, no, you've got to stop every time and go, what did I hear that, and we're not even talking vibrato,
Yeah.
which is a whole other thing.
Mhm.
You could also say, okay, this time I'm gonna listen for the vibrato and see if I can, you know, coordinate, or copy what he's doing essentially. But in the places that are fast, you don't have to play it that fast, but you have to see, like, what is the structure, dynamic structure of this da-dee-da-da, da-dee-da-da-da? What is the dynamic structure? What's the, just listening to it without trying to analyze what's happening dynamically.
So it starts pianissimo, and then
If you were to graph it, you'd hear this.
it goes, yeah, and then
And
yeah.
it goes away.
Mm.
And then he's gonna bring it back again and do something different. So you wanna look, in some ways, very minusculely, oh, he vibrates wide on this note. But on the other hand, you wanna sit back and go, what's happening here architecturally, especially with regard to dynamics? Does this give you a better idea of, like,
It does, oh, actually a lot better.
okay, and, again, in this section, I, you could play with either one, ask yourself which pulse is more important. It can go either way,
Mhm.
okay? And I think, for a while I played the first pulse, going, I just did the first then one time I went that sometimes works. So that's what you have to start looking at. And the end part, I don't think I've ever heard down. I have spoken to you about this. I don't think you've done it. And you don't have to do it. But after. I'm sure Dennis probably doesn't do that.
No, yeah, he doesn't do that, but I've been doing that. I've been doing that with Dr. M too.
Okay, all right.
It's just like you can't really do it with the metronome.
I need you to record.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Like with the metronome, because of the gradual.
Yeah, you can't.
So
do
I can't do it.
You have to listen to it and then say, am I doing it gradually enough? Did I accidentally get faster somewhere? Did I do it? And I need you to record your rehearsals right there.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
So, yeah. Okay, you done? So I need more practice. I need you to concentrate like crazy.
Okay.
In the 2 weeks if you want to get it.
I'll do that.
I think you have the potential to give a really nice performance of this stuff.
Mhm.
But at this point, you're nowhere near being able to do that.
Yeah.
And so, I need you to get off your butt and do that.
Mhm. Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Mhm.
Just being a mean old.
No.
Mary, if you weren't that interested really in continuing into a master's,
It wouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, I know. I get that. No, I get it, because if I was, that was what I was saying. I wouldn't even be playing this. I wouldn't even be playing this for Applied. Like I would be playing something fun and like
Okay.
easy.
And I'm glad to hear you say, I'm all for you doing this just so you can.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to understand the competition.
Mhm.
It's not so like, well, I just really wanna learn. This is great, make connections and all that kind of stuff. I mean, these kids, although quite honestly, most of them will not make a career in music, but that's what they're thinking at this point, right?
Yeah.
And that's who you're competing against. And they're practicing hours and hours a day and don't have kids and criminology and all the talents you have and all the, the great, amazing life that you've led, right? They're sitting in a practice room and, and they're doing it. So if you want to do it, you're going to have to buckle down in the next few weeks, usually.
wanted to meet with you and kind of just like, we haven't met in like 2 years. So. It's been a while.
That's like, we tried last week.
Yeah, we did try
You
last
didn't call me
week.
about doing her makeup, so.
Oh, I talked to you and
No,
then,
I don't,
I said, let's
My
come in this week and then.
students know what they say, well, maybe we can do it next week, and if you don't call me, I'm not calling.
Okay. Well, cause Tuesday
here's
we're like,
the thing,
well,
Mary,
you're like,
you
we'll
know-
see you Friday, so I was like, all right, see you Friday. Like, I knew it was no big deal. Was it?
It was Wednesday, and so I was like, yeah, I'm not going in. You know, here's the thing, I appreciate that you're saying to me that, we don't have chamber music, we don't have, like, we should be doing more playing as a flute, as a flute group. And that, I really thought about it, and you're right, in a lot of ways, but we do have this problem with as I was explaining to you. Oh, she said, yes, 5 o'clock is the next class. That, we do have this disparity, and I agree with you that playing with better players is really, really helpful.
Yeah.
And, and they're learning all stuff. But here's the other thing that you need to take into consideration. I'm not obligated to teach you guys more than half hour a week.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm spending
More
an
time,
hour
yeah.
for every single one of you and more time than that. So, and I'm not getting paid to do it. So I do it because, half hour's stupid and you guys can't learn anything.
Yeah.
And that's the honest truth.
Yeah.
But I'm sure some of the other teachers must do the same thing.